We cannot get off the jugular.
Yeah.
We cannot have the
So
foot
if we
on
were
the
thinking that Washington was hearing you out on the terrorism, well, the answer is no, they weren't. If you're thinking that logic would prevail, the answer is no, it doesn't. If you think that righteous rationale would prevail, the answer is no, it doesn't. Mr. Agarwal, before I come to Pratikrit, there you have it. The Pakistanis have just been sent by the international community, led by the Americans, because regardless of the Chinese lobbying, the Pakistans can't lobby the IMF countries by themselves. The Chinese can help, but if the Americans in a Bretton Woods institution wanted to stop it, they could have stopped it. So they've let it happen. Here it is, Sanjeev Agarwal. I'm assuming a certain chunk of this money will be used to wage war against India. How do you interpret this? Sanjeev ji, can you hear us? Okay, Patikrit, take that thought.
Hello.
Yeah, Patikrit, go ahead. Patikrit, go ahead. I'll come back to Sanjeev ji. Patikrit, go ahead.
Rishabh, I think it is time for India to draw the red line and walk out of IMF, because this incident, this money is almost like bankrolling Pakistan for waging war on behalf of terrorism, and it cannot be tolerated. I think for far too long we have been extremely soft in our approach towards these multilateral Bretton Woods institutions. This is the time you must walk out of this institution. No ifs and buts. Nothing. There is no point boasting that we have a person of Indian origin as World Bank head and all that nonsense. Because these people
you have got Geeta Gopinath, deputy head of the IMF as well. That doesn't matter because they are executive members. They don't have voting rights per se, and they've executive members are just operational people. They don't have voting rights, so they can't influence it. I'm just putting the caveat out there. Finish your thought.
So Rishabh, this decision, even if by the directors, could not have been taken without the green signal from the West. That means the West wants Pakistan to continue to fight on behalf of terrorism. And that's why I think we have to make it very conditional that if you want business in India, then you have to cut off your ties with Pakistan. You cannot keep on bankrolling Pakistan for funding terrorism against India and at the same time want to reap profit from the Indian market. The problem is we have never drawn out that red line. It is time India starts sanctioning countries. You have to put sanctions. Otherwise, nobody takes you seriously. I mean, what is this going on? We must walk out of this institution right now. No ifs and buts. This is the language West understands. This is the only language the West understands. You cannot have diplomatic discussions with them. We have had enough of those. We have had enough of these, dialogues. They don't understand those things. They have this habit of running with the hound and hunting.
Yeah, you heard it all. You heard it all. I quite remember to you, as you've been pointing out, when we talk about a defense missile system, is the S-400, which Professor Nalapath for the last several years has been writing why India needs this system. We got the system which is in present deployment, which you are now counting on right now and taking for granted. Remember, we were under pressure of sanctions to not acquire the system for the Russians. Let me just take opinions across the board. General Dwivedi, there you have it. They have, as expected, given Pakistan what they want. They've given them $2.3 billion, and you know where the money is going to be spent. That money is now going to be spent to wage war against India. It is reasonable for me not to do a supposition to suggest that this money is not going to be servicing debt or feeding the poor in Pakistan or building roads and educational institutions in Pakistan. This will go straight to replenish the artillery reserves.
Absolutely, Rishabh. This is going to be in the war coffers, and it's so tragic that Americans talk actually double talk, and one side they say that we are with you, other side they're funding the terrorist state. I have no doubt. And one figure I like to share that the Pakistan Army and the organization, they are sitting on about $30 billion of the money, and I'm sure part of it will go to them and part of it will go to the war coffers. At the end of the day, common man in Pakistan is going to be left high and dry, and I think we'll have to take on, because this will give a boost. I mean, it comes like a dopamine to Pakistan, because they are absolutely bankrupt and their budget or military budget has always flourished despite its absolutely downturn economy. So I have no doubt, and as also all the other panelists we feel that this money is going to the war coffers, and this is the tragedy the world goes about.
Okay, so
Rishabh.
yes, I think that should measure the strength of our resolve. Now, so be it. There is no ambiguity in this, that this is a Bretton Woods institution with the dominant ability of the Americans to control it. That's the truth. Now, you can talk about democracy in the World Bank and democracy in the IMF. It doesn't exist. These institutions were designed and constructed with preponderant American, United States of America domination of these institutions. China wants it. WTO, IMF, World Bank, the Chinese have been wanting it. Would they be lobbying in favor of Pakistan? Absolutely. But could the Chinese alone have delivered it? The answer is not. If the Americans wanted to stop it, they could have stopped it. They have let it happen. And this is now funding of waging war against India. Let's think about that, even as we are making best friends. For reasonably good reason, you have received what is, I would not say, much larger. I don't have to be diplomatic. You've been stabbed in the back. Sanjeev Agarwal, it's not surprising. We knew exactly this is going to happen. India made a statement, and I'm being told abstain from the vote, knowing exactly what the end result of the vote is going to be. We had India's representative at the IMF who was sacked just last week with immediate effect under some reasoning. I don't know what the reasoning was, whether this was related to this vote or not. But what's your quick response?
Is it to me, Rishabhji?
Yes, Sanjeev ji. Yes.
Yes. Sanjeev Srivastava, my name is.
Yes, of course.
Actually,
Yes, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
First of all, I would like to say that what Pakistan is doing this night too must be responded with full force. And there must be a demonstration of such amount of force which deters them to not to do anything further. And for that to do, if we have to step up our response, we must step up. And that decision has to be taken by our leadership, and I'm sure, I'm very confident about it, that we have repeatedly said in our 3 press conferences that our response will be though measured, but if Pakistan chooses escalatory ladder, then we will respond accordingly.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. More breaking developments coming in. They are important enough to reflect. They are important enough